welcome back. So I'm so happy to do this video today because I've been wanting to do a spring look for quite some time, and now that spring is officially here, we can say yes. Let's get into some spring looks. I have a nice complement, I think, of some drugstore products and also some newer products that are higher end. So if you want to see what those products are, let's get into it. So with spring only a couple days away, when I'm actually filming this, it's only a couple of days away. So I really wanted to create a beautiful spring look. I just feel so much better when spring is here. The sun is shining. Well, today it's a little bit cloudy. There's a little bit of rain, but there is the prospect of a little bit of sunshine happening this weekend. So really excited about that. The other thing that is really exciting about this as well is Clinique sent me a few products in PR. Now this is not being sponsored by them. This is just a couple of products that they asked if I wanted to try them out, and I said absolutely, it would be so much fun. I love Clinique products. If you're familiar with my channel, I've used Clinique lots of times. I used to have their Clinique Moisture Surge, which I really liked that moisturizer, and I also have used the Clinique Take the Day Off. That's when it's like a makeup remover product. Love that. That does such a fantastic job of taking makeup off. And their mascara, they're the one mascara that I use all the time, one of my favorite mascaras, and I think I say it every time I use it that it does such a fantastic job on my bottom lashes. So we'll get into that. The first product that was sent to me, which I was really excited about because I've had this moisturizer on my radar to try, and when I had the opportunity to try it, I was so thankful. So it's the Clinique, the Dramatically Different Moisturizer Lotion. This is the one, it has the pump on it, and this is their #1 moisturizer. So that was why I really wanted to try it. And what really intrigued me is the lotion was developed by a dermatologist. So, I mean, you can't get any better than that if an actual dermatologist is creating a lotion. So I'm gonna insert a picture in here of me using it this morning, just showing you how my skin looked before I applied the product. So you can see it looks a little bit dry, a little bit of dullness going there. I did exfoliate this morning when I was in the shower. And after I put the product on, I couldn't believe how luminous my skin looks, how radiant it looks. I have used this for about a week now, and I'm so happy with the results. My skin looks just so much better. This particular one is specifically designed for dry and very dry skin. And one of the claims is after 4 hours, it's supposed to strengthen your moisture barrier by 34%. So I know when I've had it on after a few hours, it feels just wonderful. Like it's a little bit of a thicker moisturizer. It just absorbs so beautifully into the skin, and like the hydration is incredible. And what I really like about it is there's no fragrance to it, there's no scent to it. So if that is something you're sensitive to, there is no perfumes in this at all. So there's some really interesting ingredients in this. There's something called sunflower seed cake, there's barley extract, and cucumber fruit extract. So I thought those were just really interesting products to put into a lotion. But they do help strengthen the skin's barrier and helps retain like the moisture in your skin. And it also has hyaluronic acid, so that is going to act as a natural, like a moisturizer. It is free of denatured alcohol, it's sulfate free. So I'm really liking this. I think it's a great moisturizer, really happy. All right, so now that my skin is all prepped, I am going to go in with a bit of color corrector today. I am using a concealer, one of the Clinique concealers that was sent to me, but I find I'm just really dark for whatever reason, so I really want to try and hide some of that darkness. So I'm just going in with my Pixi color corrector, and this one has like a nice, like a salmon color. And all I do is I take a very small amount, that much on my finger, and I rub my fingers together. It's very emollient, and I just very gently put it right where I'm the most darkest, because I do want to have this just kind of sit while I'm doing some of my other makeup. All right, that always helps a lot. You can see how all the darkness is almost eliminated. I just brought you in a little bit closer because you seemed really far away, so I brought you in. The next thing we're going to go in with is my brows. So today I'm using the Revlon, the Colorstay Brow Creator. And I have this one in the shade medium brown. So this one is nice. It has the pencil on the one side, which it is retractable. And then on the other side is the little spoolie. Now, the next product that they sent me, and I was really happy about this one because I've had this one on my radar to try for so long. It came out, if I'm not mistaken, I think it came out early last year, maybe spring or summer of last year. But it's the Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation with SPF 25 in it. And you guys know how much I love like really light coverage foundations, anything that has like a serum in it. I'm all over that. I think they look just beautiful on the skin, like really, really cute packaging. Now, the one that I have had on my channel before, and I did a whole first impression on it pretty close to when I started my channel. But the one I use, well, you can kind of see it's well loved. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. So this one I absolutely love. I think this is a great foundation. So having the opportunity to try this one made me so happy. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. I did choose the shade that I have the other foundation in. So this one is CN10 Alabaster. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't think, oh, okay. So it's like a little paddle type of applicator. Okay, I think I'll start with that much, and if I need more, I will add a bit more. I think the shade is actually quite nice. And I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. I know, shocking. I know. Now, one thing I should tell you is if you are a fan of Clinique, they are having a sale right now on their site. So it's 30% off, which I think is that's a fantastic deal. And this is not like there's no affiliate code or anything like that. This is just the actual Clinique site. And what I'll do is I'll put the promo code just down here on the bottom for the 30% off. And I'll actually insert the website down below that you can go straight to the website. And what also they're offering is if you spend $75, that's American, or $85 if you're on the Canadian site, the $85 Canadian, you get to choose one full-size product for free. And if you spend $100 American or $120 Canadian, you can pick two full-size products for free. So I mean, that is a fantastic deal. So now would be the time, just like it says, to stock up. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking. This is giving me like a real right in here. It's giving me like a radiant look in there. That's quite nice. Yes, that's right. And it's absorbing really, really well. And what I've been doing throughout the week, using the moisturizer, I've actually been using the moisturizer as a primer because the consistency of that moisturizer is such a really rich, luxurious feeling lotion. There's one day I was just trying to rush out the door and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try the moisturizer and see, because it almost felt like a little bit, after I applied it, it felt just a little bit almost tacky on the face. And I thought, hey, you know what? I wonder how that would work as a primer. And it worked great. So I've been doing that a couple times this week. So that's what I did today. I didn't want to put any primer on here and see how it was going to look with the foundations. So I think they're complementing each other really well with the nice illumination from the moisturizer and then this nice serum foundation. So this is too funny. Guess what I just discovered? I discovered this actually comes as a pump. I'm like, why is that lid so loose? Well, the lid is a top. So you twist the top on the foundation and then it just pops off. Who knew? Who knew? So now I'm going to use a little bit more. I'll use the pump this time. I thought that was so funny. I'm like, what the heck? Now it's a great, great idea. I love it. I love foundations with pumps, but I'm just going to add a little bit more in the areas where I think I need it. But this is giving me such a really hydrated, beautiful look. I love how it has that serum in it. This also does have vitamin C in it. Actually, I believe three types of vitamin C. It's supposed to also help with targeting your dark spots. So if you have hyperpigmentation, it's supposed to, in theory, help with that over a period of time. This does say that it is, even though it is a lighter, like a lightweight foundation, it does say it's full coverage. And I'm going to say, you know what? It's giving me really decent coverage. I'll say I agree with that. Because it is doing a pretty decent job on covering up these spots right here. And it does come in 42 shades. So that is a pretty awesome shade range. And I will agree when it says that it is like a satin matte finish. It says that it does really well with people that have more combination or like an oilier skin type. I wanted to try it even though I have dry skin. And it also says it's not supposed to do any sort of like looking cakey, which at this point it's not. It's not really settling into my fine lines. It's also nice because there is no fragrance to it, which I really like that as well. Okay, so I've brought you in really super close right now just so you can see how lovely this foundation looks. I am really happy with it. It is definitely giving me like a satiny look appearance, and it blended in really nicely. Gives me like really decent coverage. And the shade, actually, that was the best part, is the shade is fantastic for my skin tone. So really liking this. This is very, very nice. And just remember, it's a pump. Who knew? All right, so the third product that they sent me was the Clinique Airbrush Concealer, which is supposed to illuminate and perfect. This is one of those types of concealers that has the little brush head. Now, I did pick this up in the shade. This is 05 Fair Cream. Okay, so all I did was twist it up while it's clicking, and then it disperses the product out the top there. So I don't know actually what to expect from this. There was another concealer that's a fairly new concealer by Clinique that I wanted to try, but unfortunately the shades that I wanted were out of stock. So I thought, okay, well, this is supposed to be really good as well. So let's give this a try. Very creamy. And I like how you can pick how much you want, how much product gets dispersed by just the click. And I think for this, you know what, I'm going to use my finger because I'm curious to see how it's going to blend in. And I believe this comes in like 7 different shades, but it gets like a really good rating on the site. I like going and looking to see what other people say about it. With this one in particular, it says 89% of customers would recommend this product, and it gets a 4.4 out of 5. That's a pretty big rating. Okay, so that did blend in quite well. Okay, so I just brought you a little closer. So that does a nice job. Look at how it does actually look a bit flawless. Very hydrated under the eye, and it blended in quite well. So I think this is a really nice concealer. I'm really liking it. Can you see how hydrated that looks? That looks gorgeous. I always love I have a drier under eye anyhow, so I always love products that can just kind of give me that hydrated look. All right, so this is with all 3 products now. Very happy with the concealer, the foundation, and the moisturizer. I think they all look beautiful. They all complement each other very well. And whenever I do put prices, if I'm putting prices on the screen, just so you guys know, because I am Canadian, they are in Canadian dollars. If you're in the US, they're probably a little bit cheaper. I'm not going to set it today, the foundation or the concealer. I want to see how well they work. And then what I'm going to end up doing is, I'm not doing like a wear test today, but what I will do is down in the description box, I'll let you guys know how it wore throughout the day and if I had any issues or if not, or how well it wore through the rest of the day. So next we're going to go in with eyeshadow. And there was a couple of different eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to use today because this one I haven't used at all. I bought this in the fall VIB sale, Sephora VIB sale. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. So I wanted to dig it out for this, but it doesn't have exactly the exact shades that I want. So there is another palette I'm going to use as well. So the first palette we're going to start off with is the Tartelette In Bloom by Tarte palette. Just beautiful neutral shades. But I do want to add a little bit of pop of color as well today. So this one here is called Smarty Pants, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. Tarte eyeshadows, they're just so phenomenal. I love the formulation. They do have a little bit of a scent. It actually smells like chocolate. I just love their palettes. I have another one that I use a lot in the fall, but I really had wanted to try this one because it looks just beautiful. And I hardly ever get a fallout with their formulation. And I'm just taking that all the way on my lid. I'm going right up to my brow bone. Next, we're going to soften up the look a little bit, and we're going to go in with this one right here. That one right there is called Sweetheart. It looks like a dusty rose. And I'm going to put that one right along the crease, just to give it a little bit of depth. All right, so now we're going to get into some fun colors. So I wanted to dip into my NYX Mystic Petals palette. And oh my goodness, these have some beautiful spring shades to them. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go in and be a little bit daring. And we'll go in with this shade right here. It's like a nice lilac color. And I'm going to put that all over the lid. I'm just going to use my Angie Hot and Flashy 501. It's a lid shader brush. So I just have like a little bit on my brush. And we're just going to put this all over the lid. See, that just kind of gives like a little pop of color on the lid. I love it. Just kind of gives some spring vibes. I don't know about you guys, but I am done with winter. I am just done with winter. And we had such a brutal winter here, especially like surprisingly on the West Coast. We had a, you know, not a great fall and winter. So I am done. I want to see some sunshine, some blue skies. All right, so now we're going to go in with this shade right here, right in the middle. It's like a violet, and I'm just going to dip it into the 502 Angie Hot and Flashy. This is like a crease shader brush. But this one is extremely pigmented, so I don't want to, I have that much on my brush right now. So I do want to put that right on outer corner here and just kind of take it, work it into the middle. But I say never be afraid to play with color. It's just fun. And the thing about makeup that I always think about is, you know what, it washes off. So if you make a mistake or there's something just doesn't work out, it just washes off. Oh, I'm liking this. This is so pretty. Oh my goodness, that's such a lovely purple shade. And that just gives some beautiful shades of spring. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back into the Tarte palette. And this shade right here, right there, is called Rocker. So it has a little bit of shimmer in it. So I do want to put a little bit of shimmer on my lid to go with that nice purple color. There was quite a few in here that look really nice, but that one I think will really complement the purple shade. And I'm just going to put it right in the center. Yeah, see how that just kind of livens up the eye, opens it up a little bit more. So really that's a nice little shade. Okay, so I just went in and tight lined with my L'Oreal liner. I had this one in the shade. This is the brown denim shade. And then next we're going to go in. Now this is my own. This was not sent in PR. This was my very own Clinique Mascara. This is one of my absolute favorite mascaras. It's the High Impact Mascara. I had this one in the shade black. Whatever the formulation is, it's the combination I think of the wand and the formulation just makes my eyelashes look so full. And then on my bottom lashes, it just takes it to another level. And I know I've heard from quite a few of you whenever I use this, quite a few of you leave me comments that this is one of your favorite mascaras. And I have been using that. I just had it in my last video, that Maybelline, that new lash serum. I've been using it all week. And you know what? I think it's giving me a little bit more fullness, which I'm a little bit shocked at because it is such an affordable lash serum. I mean, you can sometimes spend like obscene amounts of money on lash serums. And this one was so affordable. I can't remember. I think it was like $11.99 or $12.99, something like that. The combination of the mascara plus that lash serum that I'm using, like look at the comparison from that one to that one. That is quite something. All right, I'm just going to quickly finish off. I'm going to put some false eyelashes on, but I just wanted to show you kind of what the lashes look like with the Clinique on it. I do want to wear false eyelashes today. I haven't worn them in, it feels like forever since I've worn falsies, so I do want to wear those on, so I'll be right back. Okay, so eyes are all done now. So we're going to go in now with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It, one of my absolute favorite bronzers, and just give the complexion a little bit of warmth. This is in the shade 02 Medium, and this is just a bronzer that never fails me. It always looks just so true, never looks orange, muddy, streaky, blends in, and it's one of those bronzers that like you could probably like really build it up and it just will never look bad. Next is blush. So we're going with the Milani. This is 05 Luminoso. This is the Baked Powder Blush. It's like a nice warm peach shade. And I usually just stick that right up on the high points of my cheek and I blend it right into my hairline. Just gives a warmth to go along with that bronzer. I think peach tones are just a very flattering universal shade, and Anybody can use them. And then highlighter today. This has fast become a favorite of mine and earned a real top spot in my makeup collection. It's the Burt's Bees The Luminizer. It's a highlighter. It's a cream highlighter, like a liquid highlighter. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And the amount that you need is so little. So that's the amount that I have, and that'll do both of my cheeks. So I'm just going to go in and use the Sigma highlighter, high cheekbone highlighter brush. And this is such a great brush to blend in that highlight. I just pick it up on the back of my hand, ever so slowly, build it up on my high point of my cheek. But this one does not creep up into my fine lines where I have my crow's feet. Doesn't creep up in there and make them look like really awful by the end of the night, because it is a nice cream formula, but it's just gorgeous. It has a really nice, like a rosy shade to it. And then I just take whatever's left on the back of my hand and I take that down my nose. But gorgeous, just gorgeous highlighter. I can't say enough about this one. And then I wanted to do something fun on the lip today, because just to make it brighten it up a little bit more. So I'm going to first start off with the BK Beauty. This is the Everlast lip liner. And I have this one in the shade Sweet Pea. These are the best lip liners. It's a beautiful shade. And I love how they are like a retractable lip liner. So what I did was I filled in my whole lip with the lip liner. And now the lipstick I'm going to use today is the L'Oreal. This is part of their whole Age Perfect line. I've had this on my channel quite a number of times, but I absolutely love the shade for a spring. So it's a beautiful, like a coral shade. And this one looks really, really nice in the summertime as well. What throws you off a little bit from this lip shade is the actual label on the bottom doesn't match what the actual shade is on your lips. So don't be deceived by that if you do go looking for this. On the bottom, you'll see 104 Luminous Pink. But can you see how pretty that it's like a dark, rosy pink shade? But when you actually get it onto your lips, it turns into like this coral shade. So it threw me off a little bit when I first started using it. And then we're going to go in with a gloss. So this is L'Oreal. This is like there's like a whole new line of lipsticks and lip glosses. This one I have in the shade 30 Pristine Pink, which it is. It's like a really gorgeous pink shade. And I'm just going to put that on the center of my lips. But it just gives a wonderful, wonderful sheen to the lips. And then to set everything in place today, I want to make sure that everything stays in place because I'm going out and doing a bunch of stuff today. So I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I love the smell of this. Oh, if I could smell that all day, by the time you get it onto your skin, and it does kind of dissipate after a while. But I love, love, love the smell. All right, so this was super, super fun. I enjoyed making this spring look. I loved how the purple shades turned out. I love this shade of lipstick. Wonderful. I think it's awesome for the spring. A couple things that I want to focus on first is I am loving this foundation. I think it has made my skin look unbelievable. It's not really settling into my fine lines. It's that serum in there that it's just making my skin look like second skin. It's not like heavy on the face. It's very lightweight, and I like how it has that lighter texture to it, but it gives you just great coverage. So I'm loving. I'm so glad I was able to finally try this. Like I said to you earlier, I've had this sitting in my wish list, and I've been trying so many other foundations right now, but this one is getting definitely big thumbs up from me. And then the concealer is doing a nice job of covering. I'm not seeing a lot of pigmentation poking through. It's not doing any sort of creasing. And it does look very light and hydrating under my eyes. So this is really, really nice. I like how it has that really featherweight kind of applicator on it. So really enjoying this. I think I can definitely see why this one got the 4.4 out of 5. And then this one gets 97% would recommend this product. Holy smokes. It gets a 4.3 out of 5. Wow, that is amazing. That's a huge rating. And then the moisturizer, I'm going to continue to use that. It's kind of hard to judge a moisturizer, but all I can tell you is from the last week that I've been using it, really leaves my skin feels very soft and supple, really luminous looking, which that's a great combination for a moisturizer. So all three products that I got from Clinique, I want to thank you so much for gifting me the products. And I am so happy with all three of them. They are wonderful, wonderful products. And like I said to you earlier, don't forget it is a 30% off site-wide code. And again, not affiliated at all. I will link the website down below. But if you're a fan of Clinique, I highly suggest go and grab your stuff now. That is a great deal. 30% off Clinique is a fantastic deal. And then a couple of other standout products for me if you're looking to do a spring look. This is such a fantastic, affordable drugstore palette. I love how it has just all of those wonderful spring-like shades, some pinks, some purples. You know, it has a couple of neutral shades in there that you can throw in there, but this is such a versatile product. I really like this lip gloss. It's leaving the lips really hydrated looking. And then I can't stress it enough. I know you've heard it from me lots of times. This highlighter, oh my goodness, you guys, I love it. I actually took it, like when I was off camera, I just quickly took a little dab of it between my pinky fingers, and I just put a little bit in the corners of my eyes here to just kind of highlight my eyes. But this is fantastic. Love, love, love this product. So if you're not already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a little part of my world here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that little notification bell right beside it, and that way you're notified whenever I upload new videos. And make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That also helps my channel out a lot. Leave me some comments down below of whether you've tried any of these products or whether you're going to take part in the Clinique sale. I always like to hear from you guys, and I know there is a bunch of you that use Clinique products. I always get my comments, a bunch of you, some of the products that you guys absolutely love, and you've given me suggestions to try. So I always appreciate that. So leave me some comments down below whether there's anything up here that interests you as well. Everything will always be linked and listed down below. And if you ever do use any of my affiliate links, I thank you so much for helping to support my channel. And thank you so much for taking part of your day to spend with me. I just love doing videos for you guys and interacting with you guys in the comments. And it means the world to me when you guys let me know how much you enjoy the videos and find them helpful. That really means a lot. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!